Possible. Before this, explorers didn't know what time it was. They were unable to chart what latitude they were on. Now, using a mechanical timepiece, they can fix the position precisely. So the age of modern exploration really began. So get traveling, kid.
I've been thinking, there was a time in the past when we didn't know about the wheel. Could there be a time in the future when we don't need the wheel anymore?
Well, the wheel is so simple that we usually don't think about where it'll go to next. However, to answer your question, it's probably best to talk to a mechanical engineer, someone who knows the issues related to force and matter. Let's go find one.
What kind of futuristic vehicle can do without wheels, and how?
Well, there are two kinds, Catherine, that can do without wheels. One of them is called maglev, and the other is called air cushion. The maglev one works by the repulsion of two magnets. If you take a couple of kitchen refrigerator door magnets and try and push them together, they don't want to go. And they repel each other, and that's the way that train works. And the other is an air cushion vehicle, and it works by blowing air out through special pockets in the bottom of the vehicle and supporting the whole vehicle on a film of air, the way a hovercraft works on water. There are trains that work like that in both France and in Germany. And they'll go very fast because they don't have wheels.
Why aren't these crafts being manufactured on a large-scale basis?
Well, primarily because both of them require a lot of energy to operate. The magnets that are used in a train are electric magnets, and therefore they require a lot of power to keep them going. And that power has to be applied just to keep the train off the ground. It doesn't matter whether it's going forward or not. And the same goes with the air cushion vehicle. Big fans are required to blow enough air out the bottom of the train to keep it floating. And if you turn the air off, the train sits down. So unlike a regular train, for example, which runs along with the engine pulling it, right, and not doing any work just to stand there, these trains would require that you work like crazy just to stand still. And so it's only if you want to go really fast, if you want to go more than 200 kilometers an hour on a train, that you would start to think about these. Otherwise, the wheel is better.
Do you think there could be a time in the future when we don't need the wheel anymore?
I suppose you're thinking about something like the Star Wars little vehicle that Luke Skywalker was riding around on that floated up in the air. But I don't think so. We don't have that technology, and the wheel is very good. I think the only time that we'll be doing away with the wheel is if we want to go really fast. And if we want to build a very, very high-speed train in between, say, Montreal and Toronto, then we'll need definitely to have something like this. We'll do away with the wheel because at high speed, like 200 kilometers or so, the wheel runs out of gas and it begins to wander on the track, and you begin to have problems keeping the train on the track. Then you need something better. But other than that, the wheel's been with us forever, and I'm quite sure that the wheel will continue to be with us as long as we want to get around on the ground.
Hi, I'm July O'Brien for the Green Zone. There isn't really anything bad you can say about wheels, unless you're talking about car wheels, everybody's old tires. An automobile's wheels are its safest feature, and they are all but indestructible. In North America, about 270 million tires are thrown away each year. There isn't a real solution about what to do with them, so most of them sit in landfills. Since these wheels are made of petroleum products, some people think the best idea is to burn them as an energy source. One tire burning will release about 250,000 British thermal units of energy. That's a lot more energy than an equal amount of bituminous coal. Studies show that when tires are burned properly, they are even environmentally sound, because they produce a lot less ash and sulfur than many types of coal. The wheels on your car may be black gold for our energy future. What can you do? Write your local government and encourage them to get a wheel plan. That's the Green Zone for this week.
By the way, did you know that the rubber tire was really responsible for the whole automobile industry?
You mean without rubber tires like this one, there wouldn't have been automobiles?
That's right. Before rubber tires were invented for our cars, wooden and steel wheels wouldn't let us travel very fast. They just couldn't take the vibration.
So as long as those were the only kind of tires around, no use in getting rid of the old horse and buggy.
That's true. Only the invention of the rubber tire has let us travel on our roads in our automobiles at over 100 kilometers an hour. And even though the wheel was invented more than 6,000 years ago, as little as 600 years ago, there was a civilization who knew nothing of the wheel, wooden, steel, rubber, or otherwise.
Wondering what ancient people were ruled by a wheel but never discovered how to use one? The answer is the Aztec nation. Their fabulous culture was ruled by decisions they made based on a sophisticated solar calendar which was shaped like a wheel. Their calendar had 365 days per year. Each year was further divided into 18 months, each having 20 days. 5 days were called leftover days. The Aztecs based their complex calendar on precise computations of the movement of the sun, moon, and stars. Using its advice, they built a vast city where 100,000 people lived. But the Aztecs had never discovered the wheel for the purpose of moving things. Their magnificent empire was built by the back-breaking labor of dragging materials into place.
So it's like Willy Wonder says, why let life drag you down when you can have a really good time? You want to shift gears? What's the matter, kid?
I think I figured out my dream. The secret to revolve door means becoming the master of wheels.
A masterful deduction.
But now I have a new problem. There are so many kinds of wheels, becoming the master could take forever. And I have to do a paper route and my homework.
Allow a questionable master. Let me rephrase that. A master of questions to suggest an answer. The secret to revolvador is that dreams are a revolving door. You don't like one, you just revolve into another. Which I might add is a principle based on the wheel. There's always another revolution.
You're trying to say I could just dream something else?
The answer is yes. Dream something else. Or even better, wake up.
Yeah. Thanks, question mark. I think I'll be rolling along.
He didn't mention my payment. A case of pop for casing his dreams and popping the case. But that's okay, because in case you didn't know, I'm a popular, freewheeling kind of guy.
Well, that's our show for today. Remember, there is so much in this world to discover, so be curious, explore, and keep wondering why.